Hello everybody, this is Nolan Cat here, and I have now reached 100 subscribers, so I thank all of you guys for making that happen. Thank you very much. Couldn't have done anything at all without your guys' support, so thank you for the 100 subscribers. And I'm here today in Cluster Truck, and I'm just playing, and I'm just gonna talk about Cluster Truck in general, with some tasty footage. Cluster Truck has a pretty good 9 worlds. The difficulty scales up in more levels of difficulty. So there's kind of like 7 or 8 levels of Cluster Truck difficulty. Currently, we're just hanging out in difficulty number 1, which I failed difficulty number 1, so that's very unfortunate, but I made it that time. Difficulty number 1 considers of the desert levels, and the consensus. What this is it's basically just some pretty simple levels. All of them have just about one gimmick, and I did that, but Desert has basically one gimmick, and usually pretty easy to learn. Forest adds even more gimmicks, including better truck paths, and I failed that by going too fast. It has different truck paths that we can use to our advantage. And plus, truck paths are more of scripted paths for trucks. So instead of having a truck go forward or nearly go forward, which there are truck AIs in use of a lot of levels that are in it. I think one desert level even has its gimmick being the truck AI, but trucks, they will follow a particular path. They'll attempt to follow it, and that was really good what I just did right there. But you know, Forest adds these truck paths, and Forest is definitely tier 2 difficulty because it starts adding in things like multiple gimmicks or harder gimmicks to master. No gravity isn't necessarily a harder. It's just well, I guess it is. It is a harder gimmick. Meanwhile, other levels, this is another harder gimmick. So we don't have full combinations of gimmicks. Not yet. We don't have full combos, but we do have gimmicks that are a lot harder to complete, such as the sign level. And then, so it's more of a mix. See, that right, this level here has 2 different gimmicks. It has these moving platforms and also has the center you can jump over. This here has zero gravity since we've already learned it, but it has less of it, and then it has something you can jump over. thus making its complete gimmick. This level is rough terrain, mixed in with trucks falling, jumping over stuff, and truck AI, which is a big mix of gimmicks. But it really works out in the end. Here's Truck Bullso. This, of course, tends to be a harder level to go fast on. Level 8 is just another hard gimmick, so as you can see, the forest world has pretty good gimmicks, but let's talk about something like aesthetic and how these levels look. Like the forest world, each tree is not unique, I don't think, but they have enough complexity that you can notice that they don't tend to look the same at different distances, even though I am pretty sure that they are, at just different sizes. Doesn't necessarily look like it. Holes such as stuff. The game is quite simple with the truck design. Really is just a pretty simple design. But you'll also notice that it's not actually proportionate to the real world, as these truck cabs are about the size of us, but the back half of the truck is twice as high as the cab, and if you've ever seen a truck, you'll notice that the cabin for the truck is the exact same size as the back of the truck, and by that I mean that on just two of the dimensions. Of course, the back of the truck is definitely a lot longer than the front of the truck, but so move there. This truck, normal truck, does not look like that. They're unproportionate, which means these trucks are actually extra large. And because the trucks' backs are perfect circles, it means that, yeah, this is that level. And but the trucks are definitely not proportionate. Worlds like the snow world, which is once again a higher difficulty. Now you have to dodge moving objects. Snow world, the trees are the same, but you don't mind it. They're a little pointy. Now you can see that we are combining multiple features, including drops. Oops. But there are multiple features, including drops and breakable pillars. Stuff that in previous worlds would be just one of the gimmicks is now combined into one level. And this is kind of level 3 difficulty. Then we have a level 4 difficulty, the next world. That one is a bit interesting compared to the next difficulty. Now, the snow world definitely looks pretty good. Being that it's just all snowy and it's icy, all shiny, and that's not good. But it's very shiny. Now I wonder. Oh, we're just gonna try this. Yep, there we go. My truck is starting to fall. But, oh, I got killed, stabbed, and murdered by a tree. And that was not good mapping on my part. There we go. There we go. Now here we are. In this world, you can see there are many different things, like this here portal. You know, an interesting gimmick. Small level, pretty easy. Now we're getting into other parts of Tier 3, which Tier 3 definitely has multiple gimmicks, but it sometimes has levels like this where it's just one thing, or levels like the previous one. And see, there's stuff like this. Now, in terms of how the game looks, it's very basic, and it's not a bad thing. Makes it look better. And there's definitely a lot of good level design. For example, this level, if you ask what this level is a level where you have to dodge multiple pillars so that you don't have to die, which I failed on the last pillar, but you can see that this level would actually not be that hard because you could just hide in one of the truck slots. But as a solution to that, they add a giant ice pillar, which falls on the left aggressively and slowly. And that was bad, real bad. But I lived that, which was not expected. There we go. And that ice pillar is definitely a good game design in that it makes the original idea still work without having to remove a part of the game. So the game still feels fair, even though that it's what it's basically doing is it's saying you can't go to the lower area of the truck. But it definitely does a very good job at preventing players from going to the front of the truck and just hiding. And whoa. Go. And we're on to difficulty 4, which has the laser world, which definitely makes the game a lot more blurry, but that's just graphical setting. You can see that there's not really much of a story here, and it's further explained with these pounders here, which try to add a bit more of some sort of they're doing something to the ground, or they're trying to extract something, and make it seem a bit more like they're trying to create something from the depths to explain these lasers, but really, in reality, they're just lasers. And there's just ain't much to be done about it. Now, the ending of this level, which has always been noticeable to me, has a lot higher laser density than the previous parts of the level, which can make it difficult sometimes, and that's not really, you don't want to get high on this level, because up high is where all of that is, and one pretty good method is just jumping trucks whenever necessary. And also, you don't have to be afraid to get close to the lasers. You have to actually touch the lasers to die, and knowing where your player is isn't very easy, especially since you can go upside down in this game. And this is not the level to do that on. This is the level where you die when doing that. But it's fine, because I am very fast. But I guess not fast enough. And there we have it. This is transport level. I really had to focus on that one level for some reason. Don't know why, but this level here is just a level which kind of prepares you for a lot of future levels because it forces you to get good at transferring. This level, technically you have to go fast in this level, but that's actually a lie, because you don't actually have to go fast in that level. You can actually go slow in that level and be absolutely fine. This level is all about timing. They just want to see how well your timing is, and also force you to get better at timing, which is a bunch of stuff to practice for future levels. Now, this difficulty teaches you a bit about stuff such as objects you have to dodge, get a bit better at dodging, and what is a bit strange about it is it's not super complex. This level, or this entire difficulty, super complex. It's pretty chillaxed, to be honest. Lucky I actually touched that truck, even though I thought I didn't, and then I died at the very end, so it didn't really matter in the end. So, it's very bright, but what's very interesting is that this world has each individual object of it actually harder to beat than the next world, which we'll see when we get to the world. The next world, which I'd consider to be actually more of difficulty. Difficulty is more actually back to difficulty 3. This world is basically harder than the next one. This level teaches the player just a bit more about timing, and that versatile timing, so timing that isn't always the same. And I jumped over that because I died previously on that, even though that technically you're supposed to be able to stand there and should be fine, but guess not. And there we go, that was a very good display. And now we get to level 5, which we'll notice that the first level in level 5 is a lot easier, I say, while nearly failing, than the level previous to it. And this is actually a recurring theme with the entirety of World 5, which is that it's basically equivalent to the difficulty of World 3, which is a very interesting break. And generally, the game does however, get harder as it should. Ow, that would have been really good if I survived that. And there are some other things, like your character that you're playing as is actually he's actually right-handed, as you can tell, because when we throw our truck, it is thrown from our right hand, and it also may think that it just looks like it's thrown from our right hand, but it actually is, meaning that while playing the game, the truck will spawn slightly to the right of where you are, and that you have to aim slightly to the left. If I didn't use it, you have to aim slightly to the left in order for it to work. There we go. And there we go. even more new factors being added. Generally, the game increases in difficulty pretty nicely, and it's pretty good. It's generally a pretty fun game. I'm doing pretty good on it, and still, it's very nice what's happened to me with the 100 subscribers. I gotta thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Ow, I burned to death. But generally, the ancient world is definitely considerably harder, forcing the player to be considerably speedier. The world next with the sci-fi world is with a lot of landing and a lot of being precise where you land. And then 8th world, the steampunk world, mixes a bunch of stuff. It's got tons of gimmicks all over the place, and it has a lot of harder gimmicks added to it, and you have to go fast for some parts. Just a bunch of things you have to do with all the stuff, but it shouldn't be too difficult after you've learned everything. And then the final world, number 9, isn't really that hard, actually. Which is that it does take a lot of tries. But if you've really done what you do, you shouldn't take too long. That is until the final level, in which chances are you'll take a very long time on the final level, because the first time playing the final level for the very first time can be very difficult. So that is what we're talking about. So, if you guys enjoyed a small little chat about this game, I really like it, and it was very fun to play on the channel. Because if you didn't know, I'm playing this for tribute. It is my it's one of the iconic games of this channel, the single player game. We have a lot of other videos, and it's become slightly iconic now, and that's why it is. Just like Stormworks, which was our previous video, it becomes slightly iconic. I've got 3 more videos planned for you guys, which will come out soon as per the event, with some other iconic games from this channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Now that I have 100 subscribers, I need more. I gotta go for that 1,000 to have another event, right? I need another event to tell people what they should be doing, to tell people that they should subscribe. I need more events to reward my beautiful viewers for all the subscriptions, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Nolan Cat. See ya.